Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good trip here and everything? Refreshed?
Yeah, super
Cool.
easy.
Having witnessed the result and the performance on Friday, what would you like to see the team achieve tomorrow? What do you think they need to achieve coming out of this camp?
I think we can be a lot more patient in our build-up and in our attack, a little bit more sophisticated. I think sometimes we are such an aggressive team and like to go forward all the time, but I think we need to, I think I've said this every year I've been on the team, but I think we need to be able to control the game in a different way. And I think we've dominated in a lot of the areas, and it's tough when you can dominate a certain way to try to dominate other ways as well. But I think going forward, that's something that we'll need to work on in order to continue to stay at the top where we want to be.
People talk about this period for the national team as a transition period, a transition phase. How do you view that going to this point?
I mean, I agree with it in part. I think we're past transition phase now. I don't think there's any more really. I mean, maybe a player or two will pop up, but probably not someone just out of the blue. So I feel like we've gone through the player pool and basically seen everyone. I think in terms of our play, it has been tough with the changeover and everything, but I still think it needs to be better. And I think our sophistication in the attack and just tactics-wise needs to be better, and hopefully with more consistency with everyone and just more training days as well. I mean, obviously, having games during the season is tough just because we don't really get a lot of time on the field and on the training pitch. But I think things will start to narrow in quite a bit from now.
What do you make of the playing surface?
It's not great, to be honest. It actually reminds me of the old Harvard Stadium, which if you've ever played there. Kind of an iconic stadium, though, so it's not all bad nostalgia. But I mean, I never want to play on turf, obviously. That takes nothing away from the crowd, and it seems like tons of tickets were sold. And what is it, FC Cincinnati? Is that what they've been able to do here is really cool. Kind of seems like a real sort of cool grassroots kind of movement, but I wish the roots were grass. Yes, if you.
Do you think this is a market that could potentially, obviously I wouldn't expect you've done any extensive market research on Cincinnati, but I mean, just given the attendance, you guys are a couple hundred tickets away from 30,000 for tomorrow, which is pretty massive. I mean, do you think just kind of taking this situation on face value and factoring FC Cincinnati, is this maybe you think a marketplace where NWSL might be worth their while to kind of kick the tires here, see if there might be a chance to put a team here?
Yeah, for sure. That's a really encouraging sign for us to be able to get that many people in a non-MLS market. I mean, I think the team is probably eventually going to go for an MLS team. So I think if an NWSL team can come in under that umbrella, I think that would be huge. Obviously, they have a hometown favorite now. If a team ever did come here, I'm sure the underworkings would get her here, which would be really cool. I always love when we can get kind of hometown players playing there and be able to kind of maximize that fan base. But hopefully eventually that would be great.
As a wing